Today, we're going to talk about several different options that you have to begin using AI to practice full spoken conversations in Spanish. You've probably heard a million times before that immersion is the key to language learning. And while that might be true, it doesn't suddenly mean you now have 6 months of free time to go spend in Costa Rica or Mexico just practicing Spanish. And if you're looking for a tutor or somebody to practice with here in the States, that can get tricky and or expensive pretty quickly, especially if you're a beginner and not many people naturally want to speak with you while you're stuttering through your first several sentences. Luckily, there are now several different AI tools that you can use to practice mock conversations in Spanish where you are speaking out loud and then receiving an auditory response. So there's no writing involved. Recently, I've been doing a deep dive into the best AI tools for language learning. And when it comes to having a spoken conversation with an AI chatbot, these two options are the best I've found. I'm going to give you one paid option and then one free option where you can recreate the paid experience for free using ChatGPT. Obviously, the paid chatbot is more seamless and more specified for language learning, but both are pretty good. So the first take had some sound issues, which I didn't realize until I went to go edit this video. So here is take number 2. So this is the site for languatalk.com. I've already set up a free account. You can do so pretty easily. You just need an email and your name, and then start your free trial. Here is the LanguaTalk dashboard. If you go down here to speak and then click speak right there, you'll be taken to the AI chatbot. And it gives you several different options. So you can do a role play, and that's where the chatbot basically takes you through different scenarios like traveling or ordering food at a restaurant. You can have a debate where you're basically debating about a specific topic in Spanish. You can have vocab games where the chatbot will focus on your level of vocabulary and try and improve from there. So there are a lot of options here, and I really like that. I'm going to go to chat about anything just to show you how it works. You are going to have to allow your microphone to work. So be sure to do that and then start chat.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo has estado?
He estado bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Pues ahí andamos, esta semana se me está pasando volando. ¿Qué tal has tenido de ocupada tu semana?
Pues muy bien. Yo ando ocupado también. ¿Y por qué estás tan ocupado?
Pues ya sabes, entre el trabajo y algunas cosas personales que tengo pendientes, no me ha quedado mucho tiempo libre. Aunque la neta prefiero estar ocupado que aburrido. ¿Qué es lo que más te ha tenido ocupado a ti?
Nada, trabajo, tengo hambre a veces. Eso es un problema grande siempre para mí.
Sí, el hambre puede ser bien molesto cuando estás en el trabajo y
Okay, so you get the point. The chatbot will automatically speak out loud its answers to you, and then you can record your own voice answering to the chatbot. Now, there are several different things that I really like about this. First of all, you can listen back to your own recording. So if you're trying to work on your pronunciation, you can always go back in and listen to how well you're doing. Nada, trabajo, tengo hambre a veces. Eso es un problema grande siempre para mí. You can also check your own grammar. So if you go in here and press this little wand thing, it'll tell you if there are any problems with the way you're speaking. Or it can even give you an alternative thing that you could have said. This can be really useful for helping to paraphrase and notice connections in the language. Also, if the chatbot is speaking too quickly for you to understand, you can click this little turtle symbol right here, and it'll repeat the same thing but slower.
Pues ya sabes, entre el trabajo y algunas cosas personales que tengo pendientes, no me ha quedado mucho tiempo libre, aunque la neta prefiero.
So that can help you pick up the individual sounds of the language and start forming those into words and larger sentences if you're near the beginning stages of learning Spanish. LanguaTalk also has a series of other options that can help you learn Spanish, anywhere from flashcards and vocab exercises to other uses of AI. Now, LanguaTalk is a paid option, so you've got two different tiers that you can choose from. You're either paying $17 a month or $25 for a couple extra features. That might be a bit pricey for you, But given how well these tools work, I would highly recommend it if you're willing to spend a little bit of extra money for the chance to speak and converse more regularly with an AI chatbot. If you're not entirely sure if LanguaTalk is worth it for you, the good news is they do offer a free trial. There's no credit card or surprise charges or anything like that. I've personally used the free trial. I'm not paying for anything, but I've been very impressed with the tools that they use, at least enough to recommend them here. I also have not fully experimented with all of the different tools on the LanguaTalk platform. So if you do start paying for it and you find a really cool AI tool, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Okay, now we're going to talk about the free option. The free option is that you simply use a free ChatGPT account and then give it a specific prompt to start having a conversation with you in Spanish. I've created several different prompts that work really well for starting a practice conversation in Spanish, and I'll give a link down below for you to access those if you want. I'll show you what it's like using ChatGPT for a quick second right now. Okay, here is the dashboard for ChatGPT. If you don't have an account, just go to openai.com and set one up. It's totally free. So here's one of the prompts. Just drop it in. Okay, now the downside with ChatGPT is it will give the answers written, and then you have to manually go in and press this little read aloud icon in order for it to read it aloud to you. And that is what you want. You don't want to be reading this off a screen, you want to be listening to it to actually imitate what a real conversation would be like.
Claro que sí, hablemos como niños. Yo uso palabras fáciles y frases cortas. ¿Quieres empezar? Dime, ¿qué te gusta hacer?
Okay, and then when you want to reply, you go down here and click this little dictate button. Hola, me gusta hacer deporte, me gusta comer y me gusta viajar. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué te gusta hacer? Now, depending on the prompt you use, you can also ask the chatbot to gently correct any mistakes you make while speaking. So, for instance, here I said, me gusta deporte, and it's telling me it's better to say, me gusta jugar deporte, or me gusta el deporte, something like that. So, that is another useful thing you can add to these prompts. ChatGPT is very flexible, very adaptable, so whatever you tell it to do, it will keep doing.
Muy bien. Solo una cosita, en vez de me gusta hacer deporte, puedes decir me gusta jugar deportes o me gusta el deporte. Más simple. Tu frase corregida sería, hola, me gusta el deporte, me gusta comer y me gusta viajar. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué te gusta hacer?
Cool. So that's the basic rhythm of a back and forth conversation with ChatGPT. A couple problems. You do have to go in and click it to actually make it speak its response out loud, which can get a little annoying. And it also tends to speak really quickly, and there's no way to slow down the voice. So if you're at the beginning stages of trying to understand Spanish words, you will need to tell it to speak extremely simple words to you, since there's no way to speak those words more slowly. Also, the accent is not the best. There are a couple points where it sounds a little off, but overall, it does have the rhythm and the beats of actual Spanish speech down pretty well. Another great thing about ChatGPT is how variable it is. It really just comes down to the prompt you use and how well you are at creating prompts. So you can get really specific. You can give it a specific topic to talk about, a specific regional dialect to draw slang from. You can even ask it to use simpler or more complex sentences depending on your level. There are 5 different ChatGPT prompts that I've created that I like to use for having a conversation with ChatGPT. Each of these prompts have different strengths and weaknesses. One of them allows you to speak with ChatGPT as if it was a 6-year-old child with very basic vocab and grammar. Another will force you to explain a topic in Spanish to a very inquisitive and detailed questioner, so it really forces you to make sure you understand and have all the vocabulary you need. And another asks you different vocabulary or topics to talk about, and then brings up related words so that you can practice speaking on a particular topic more deeply. I won't go into all the details about how these prompts work right now, but if you do want to test them out, I'll leave a link in the description. The link will ask you for your email, and then I'll just email you these prompts and you can use them 100% free. Now, I probably will try to sell you something else down the line once I have your email, but I won't be super annoying about it, and you can unsubscribe at any time. Now, if you want to create your own prompts from scratch, then that's actually really easy. Just go into ChatGPT and ask it to create you a prompt, and then tell it what you want that prompt to be able to do. For instance, you could go in and say, I want to have a conversation with ChatGPT in Spanish, and I want it to talk about this type of topic in this sort of way. Help me create a prompt for that. And then ChatGPT will give you several suggestions, and you can test them out to see which one works best. Okay, and that wraps it up for this video. We covered 2 different options for using an AI chatbot to converse in Spanish. One is a paid option, and the other is just simply using a custom prompt for ChatGPT and then pressing the little voice button to make it speak it to you out loud. Both are great options if you don't have access to a regular Spanish friend or a Spanish tutor, and you don't have time to just drop everything and travel South America for several months. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this video. If you did, hit like and subscribe so that the algorithm pushes it to more people, and I'll see you in the next one.